following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2. We are here for the first finale of the season, and it is going to be the February Flurry Finale, the gold medal finale here on the MRE UNO channel. Hello everyone and welcome. We have had a very chaotic tournament to get to this point, but now we are down to our final two for the first tournament of the season here. And what a matchup we have. It's going to be two newcomers here looking to get the win in their very first appearance. It's going to be number 13 seed Lavina, champion of the ski jumping region, taking on number 16 seed Devin, champion of the snowboarding region. And again, this we talk about chaos. It is 13 v 16 here. Neither seed line has ever won a tournament in either division here, so we'll have a first no matter who it ends up being. But a very chaotic finale here. Of course, Devin looking to win on the lowest possible seed line, which would be a crazy way to start this season. But he's had a very long run here, but could get it done here. This will be his 7th match of the tournament here, and he would be the first person to win a tournament in MRE with 7 matches played. And then you also have Lavina, who has made the run here from the ski jumping region, which we'll actually go to that bracket now to kind of just walk through their path. It did not get off to an easy start though. Had a very close match with Jordy, someone they knew going into this, and was down 3-1. So this whole run had a very real possibility of not even happening if Lavina was unable to make that comeback. But they were able to make it, got the win at 4-3 over Jordy, and from there they were, they got off rolling. Went up in the 13 v 12 matchup against Ryan C, who was also coming off an upset in the first round, but Lavina able to take care of business there, got the win 4-1. And then made it to the round 16, took on Devin in a stream, ended up getting the victory there, 5-2. Started off a bit close, but then Lavina ran away with it. And then going into the regional finals, actually as the home field, and is going to be the home field for their 3rd consecutive matchup as well. Went up against Shaddix, who was another rookie. That 15 line was very strong throughout this tournament here, but ultimately fell at the regional finals. That matchup, again, was one that was looking to go either way, but Lavina got the edge later in the series and got the win there, 5-3, to move into the Final Four, where they would face Dilemon in a very long-paced match, but ultimately, after going back and forth, Lavina got 3 straight wins and would win that one 6-3, and now goes into the gold medal finale in this very long best of 13 2-power play series. So going to have to do all they can to get the win there. But we'll also go to Devin's path here, which is a very bizarre one. Had to place a lot of top seeds to get it done, but it did start with the play-in. Went up against Carter. Not much issue there. 1-4-0 in a sweep. Really just kind of ran away with that one, but then got the upset over White Spider in a 4-1 win on stream in their 2nd match. And from there was just honestly rolling. Devin is someone who likes playing these games very quickly, so I do expect this series to have quicker paced games. And we saw that in the Tommy match. A lot of quick ones in that one. I think that series lasted just under 15 minutes overall. So very fast paced there. Wins that one 4-2, and then went up against Scars, had to make a bit of a comeback to get the win there. And that's really where the history really started happening there, because no 16 seed had made the regional finals or Elite 8 prior to this tournament in either division, and now Devin with that regional final spot locked up, keep the history going, and then ended up beating Cage as well, in a 5-2. Kind of again, the speed won that one for him. Cage not really able to get anything going in that series. And Devin was able to beat the 1 seed, the 3 seed, the 4 seed, and the 9 seed in his path to make it to the final four. And then going back to the final four bracket, had to be another top seed with Sky as the 5 seed to get the win there, 6-4. That one was close all the way up till the end, where Devin was able to get a breakthrough in game number 9 and was able to close it out in game 10 with the power play. So you have our finale here, but for Devin, this is actually going to be the lowest seed that he has faced so far. So we'll be curious to see if that could impact how things go. So far, he's been playing a bunch of higher seeds. Has not played a single double digit seed besides his play-in, but technically that's just kind of fighting to be the 16 seed, so that's a little different. But um, we'll have to see how this pans out here. It's two double-digit seeds at the finale. The Chaos over in the end won out for the overall tournament here, so we'll see who gets the win. But also more importantly, whoever wins this match will not only win the tournament, but also will pick the tournament 2 theme and also have their ticket punched to the D2 championship at the end of the season. So a lot on the line there. Whoever loses will still have to fight to earn their way in, and we've seen in the past where sometimes the finale winner a person who makes the finale ends up not making the field. So um, we'll have to find out who gets the win here, and for both one to have that extra security going into the remainder of the season here. And we have to base it off anything this tournament, what could be a very chaotic season overall that we are looking to have as we move forward. But with all that all out of the way, we are going to go to the bracket here. And we have a bit of a crowd here. Unfortunately, do not currently have a co-commentator. Originally had to appear, but unfortunately, had something pop up, so unfortunately was not able to make it. But we'll roll through with this. Going into the final four finale here. But we do have both our players here, Lavina and Devin. We'll start with Lavina since they are the higher seed. It's been it's been a long run for you. Few games have gone over an hour, but you have made it here, and now you did mention this at the start, but the turn indicator definitely being a bit intimidating here with the best of 13 here. But also that kind of gives you time if you get off to a slow start there, potentially. But it is definitely going to be a long series game wise. But just kind of your thoughts making it to the finale here. Kind of how you're approaching this one and what you believe you have to do to be able to get the win here and win the tournament in your very first appearance.
I mean, very happy to be here, honestly. The journey was turbulent, the journey was great. And I mean, looking at the finals itself, the first homestands, I mean, 3 games each. It's going to be great. Going to be quite pivotal to get off to a good start because going back and forth later down the line, if the set goes long, the momentum can quite easily stop at any point in time. So good fundamentals and doing what I've been doing the entire time is the way to go. I mean, I'm no stranger to playing low seeds. Was one of the final people who knocked out the infamous 15 line. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, thank you, Lavina. We'll go to Devin here, who has been on an incredible run. I believe Devin will type out his answers here, but Devin, you come into this league. Not having much prior recognition from other lunar leagues, but you come in and have a huge breakout performance. You're already up to 6 wins on the season with the play-in win, and now you are in the finale here, looking to do something that a lot of people that thought would not be able to have been done in a very long time in the league, and that is to be the first 16 seed to win a tournament here. Your thoughts on making it to this point here, generally how you're feeling about the series overall, whether it be the best of 13 or Lavina themselves. And again, I'm going to ask the same thing as I did with Lavina at the end here. What do you believe you have to do to be able to get the win here and win the February Flurry? Devin will type this one out here. Again, it's going to be quite the series here. I mean, you see on the scoreboard as well. both these players do have a lot of games under their belt already. Lavina 24-12 with a 66% win rate in games, and then Devin 28-13, which is I believe a little bit higher than 66%. I don't have the exact one in my head, but um, Devin's been playing it quick and fast. Lavina's been kind of going with the flow here, so based off that, I do think we will get some fast gameplay here, but still can be long based off the series length here. Again, we run a few best of 13s here in D1. This will be the first time D2 has a best of 13, and this will also be the only best of 13 of the season. Just kind of commemorate the annual February Flurry here, but this will be a one-off here, but I think for both players, gives them that extra endurance experience. If it comes down to it, whether it be for a long series time-wise, or if they make it back to a Final Four and finale, they will have that extra experience alongside their wins in the Final Four with the best of 11 2 power play. So also Lavina threw out the number there, 68.3%. Thank you. Yeah, we'll see what Devin has to say, and then Scars will be our ref for this one. I think he has refed every single Devin match, besides the play-in, I think. So we'll be looking to try to get this one underway once we get Devin's response. Actually, let me fact check that. Okay, no, it was not Devin. It was someone else though. It might have been Cage actually. No, it's not Cage. It was someone. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Joao. No, it was Joao with DeLemon. That's who I was thinking of, not Scars. I got that mixed up. But yeah, after the round 16, Scars has had the last three for Devin here. So yeah, quickly had to check the sheet to fact check that, and immediately realized I was wrong with that information. But again, while Devin is typing here, I'm just kind of going to read off some of these match lengths for Devin here. You know, I talked about how he's pretty quick on the board. Play-in was 23 minutes 9 seconds. The round of 64 matchup against White Spider was 14 minutes 41 seconds. Round of 32 was just under 20. I said under 15. The White Spider match was under 15, not the round 32 against Tommy. That was 19 minutes 35 seconds. Round of 16 ended up being his longest, I think, 32 minutes 21 seconds. Which I mean, it's not even that long technically, because that was best of 9 as well. And then the last two matches against Cage, 18 minutes 39 seconds, and then the final four matchup was 29 minutes 56 seconds. So very, very quick. But for Devin, his response, shock, not gonna lie, honestly did what I thought I would be eliminated earlier on. I'm really happy to make it this far. Once again, I will be happy with the results either way. Probably just play the same way as I always do, which is playing fast. Which might interfere with Lavina's gameplay, but anything can happen at this point. Also, just notice if I win the tournament, would have 30 wins in total in this tournament and low. That is true. Would be well, technically, if you just need to win 2 games to have 30 wins in the tournament alone. So definitely a very possible feat to accomplish there. Lavina, if they get 6 wins on the board, will have 30 as well. Devin could get up to 35. Lavina could get up to 31. So let's get this one rolling here. Series will start. This will likely be a long one. We'll see how this plays out. But Scar's gonna get the call here. Lavina has the call for the first 3 games here. So we'll see what their game 1 call ends up being, and it's gonna start with the 11 here. And with that all said, the gold medal finale is officially underway here. For the February Flurry, we will crown our first champion of the season here, and we start with the blue 8. No wild start, although I do think a wild is going to pop in at some point based off how this tournament has gone. But Lavina going to go with the blue 9 to open things up. And we're just going to keep rolling with the blue for the time being. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned the relatively quick pace. from Devin so far. I think Lavina is actually playing a little quicker, so Lavina kind of getting out to a bit of an earlier start here. As Devin draws on the blue here, Lavina going to switch into the green. And that's going to open the door for the switch, or not the switch, the green 2 for Devin to play, but there's a switch there with the red from Lavina. Lavina looking to kind of control the colors here thus far. Devin had the draw on blue earlier, but other than that, has just kind of been riding along with Lavina here. Usually, there's with this league, there's a lot of people who kind of who like motorsport, talk about motorsports a lot. I mean, really, with this so far, it's Lavina leading the pack and Devin just kind of staying in line, not making a move at the moment here, but just kind of following the draft. Lavina is taking a minute to type here. And it's going to be a 3-card play and ends with the wild into yellow, which we have not seen yet, so this will be Pandora's box. Devin still just playing the numbers here. Gives the opening to Lavina to make a move. The typing going to be the L6, so gets one down, a few more to go. Devin now typing here. You know, with these long types, sometimes it can be a bit unpredictable what ends up coming out. Did play it cool to start with the yellow 4, but is going to elect to go on the big run there. And suddenly that is a big scoreboard flip. And the patience for Devin pays off as he is now low on cards, and Lavina is back up to 8. Question will be, what did Lavina get from the draws there? Gonna play just a swap into blue, and the +4 ends it. Wow. So, try to play it cool there. May not have. I'm not sure if Lavina would have had an option, but Devin able to turn that match around. I should say game winner. I need to switch that. But yeah, I mean, Devin able to turn that one around here. And with the 3 minutes 37, was actually not playing as quick as I thought he would have been to start it off, but you know, it ends up working out there, gets a draw in the middle of that, and ends up being able to get the win there. And also ends on his own card as well. So, I guess Joel mentioned a little vanity there. Devin, really only thing I got to ask you was what was the one draw there, and then for Lavina, was there anything else you could have done there, or was that just kind of how that was gonna go?
I mean, for me personally, rough considering I did have the other yellow +2. Decided to hold off on playing it initially to look for a finish because there would have been no finish anyway without a power play, and I didn't want to commit to it on game one. So something while +4 is OP.
Fair enough. Devin actually drew a yellow 7 there, so that ends up being the finish. But yeah, I mean, a big chain run there on the starting from the yellow and then gets it into green to end it. So Devin with the early lead here, but again, there's still very long ways to go here as we go to game 2. Lavina has the open board, but is going to elect to go with 13. And we will get things going for game 2 here with the yellow 1. Again, long series, so that game 1 ultimately can end up being a feeler, but Um, just kind of in general, Lavina would like to make this tied up here. And they're gonna switch into red right away. And once again, I kind of mentioned about the draft there. Devin has been kind of just staying in line, um, for the most part until the end, then just making a move. And we saw that in game one here. We'll see if the same happens here, if he'll try to do something a little different. Okay, so he's gonna do something a little different here. He's gonna do the +2 slap and then goes back into red. Wants to keep it on the red for the time being. And Lavina will roll with it. There's scars. With the self-proclaimed lucky card there, but Lavina's going to switch into the green on their own card there, so the vanity stocks are going up, and the Devin green stocks are going down. He has no more left, and will have to draw. Lavina going to keep it going on green here. Devin will get that top deck green too. Lavina just going to be able to keep playing here, so Devin's still going to be looking for that switch. Will not get it on the 1. We'll see how much longer Lavina keeps the screen going. Not for much longer. Gonna have to switch the blue there. So yeah, that's gonna open things up for Devin here, who will just play a blue color or blue card, or, and gonna keep it at that. Lavina gonna run with the numbers here also. I was gonna say Lavina had the lead, but Devin with the double play here is going to tie it. I still think Lavina has possession arrow though, and they do. And another blue 3 from Lavina here, so oh no, Devin hit the other blue 3, my mistake. But both blue 3s are off the board for now. Devin is out on blue, so only had that double play, and Lavina just able to keep it rolling on the numbers here. Devin looking to depend on the draws here to help him out. Gets a skip, but not much else. We'll trade that one in, but that ultimately is going to block Lavina out here, and Lavina will have to draw now. And we're looking to get our first draw city of the match here in game number 2. And this blue skip is going to cause some issues for both trying to switch out, but Devin will get a top deck blue 9, and that will open things up to get into yellow. So draw city comes to an end. Now we keep going here. Lavina was hoping to do that earlier. That was technically the card that Lavina last played on blue before that draw city happened, so I was looking for that for a while, but we'll see how all those draws will affect their hand here, whether it's going to flow nicely with it or if it's going to make things a bit messed up here as we get our first ditto of the series on the red 6. And big run there from Lavina here. 4-card run goes back into yellow. Switched out of it before, but now we'll go back into the yellow here. Kind of in a similar spot they were in the first game, but then Devin kind of came in swinging with a big run of his own and flipped the scoreboard here. We'll see if something similar happens. No, Devin's just going to elect to switch into blue, which had multiple draws. Phenotyping, looking for the finish. It's going to be check on the wild here. It's not quite a +4, but Devin will likely have to act. And he will with the +2. That will save the game for the time being. But we'll see what Lavina gets on those additional 2 cards. Yellow 2, likely possibility that that could have been the finish. Devin going to have the draw here. Does Lavina get the Uno? No, Lavina does not get the Uno. So yellow 2 was the finish there, and the +2 is going to scramble their hand enough to where Lavina cannot finish no more. Gonna have to depend on these top decks here to try to get out of this. Does get a top deck yellow forward here, so looking to find something different. Devin taking a second. Devin is going to go back to the yellow 2, which is a wise play if he wants to keep this one stalled out. Yeah, there you go. Draw from Lavina may have held on to that one. We'll see if Devin draws or actually if he has a play. No, he's going to draw, so good move to keep that one stalled out here. Lavina's going to get another top deck, so this time Devin will not be able to go back to that yellow 2. Devin with nothing. Can Lavina play something? No, they cannot, so the draw city keeps on going. But Lavina is still staying low on the cards here. Despite this draw city continuing, so still keeping themselves in the red zone. Speaking of red, there's your red. There's the switch the red. We'll see if that helps Lavina. It does not, so no red for Lavina either. And now Devin looking to potentially get something going here. I think it's kind of interesting because we mentioned the quicker pace here that we might see, but so far we've had two games that have felt a little bit more played out here. This one's about to go to 7 minutes. So gonna be a longer game here for game 2. Do get a switch into green from Lavina onto 0. And that's gonna open the door for a double play here for Devin. He's gonna now switch it into the red. Lavina at this moment has been stuck, but never mind. We get a big play there, and I think there was a top deck somewhere. But it's gonna ultimately get it there with the +4. So able to find it at some point. I'm not sure where. Maybe that green 0 was what was throwing them off here. Because that definitely wasn't not an immediate top deck because of the play in between, but Lavina able to get on the board and make it 1-1 here. In a decently long one, 7:34, especially by the standards that we've seen from the past. But Lavina, you were drawing there for a while, able to find the +4 at some point, but figured that your finish was yellow 2 originally, but then the +2 kind of threw you for a loop here. Just kind of thoughts to be able to bring that one back and tie it up 1-1 here going into game 3, which will still be your call.
Honestly, that game felt amazing. Because for like the longest time, I was just trying to find a way to even get remotely close to a finish. After Devin's first +2 of the game, I had 14 numbers in one ammo card, which was like a reverse or something. So very happy to bring that one back. And yeah, the +2 did mix in blue and green in there. So very interesting game. Happy to bring to pull through there.
All right, well, it's 1-1 here. Devin, any quick thoughts before we jump into game 3 here, as Lavina will have the call one last time before we switch to Devin. All right, so Lavina going to keep going up here with 14. We'll see what Devin has to say, and then we'll get game 3 going. Devin taking a minute to take this one out here, but I don't think it could have done anything there. It was heads intentionally drawing, but probably wouldn't have done that. All right, so that's game 2. We go to game 3. We're going to do the 14 card start here. Going to keep it high for now. And we start with the yellow 2 here with the Pi Orochi split. We'll see what the hands are for both players here, as it's going to be 14, and we do get an immediate switch into the red to kick things off for game number 3. Oh wow, an immediate +2 from Devin. So bit of a slap there. Gonna take the lead with that, but keeps it on red as well. Lavina up to 15. Yeah, Lavina gonna just kind of play it cool for now. Just play the numbers here. See what Devin does. Devin is going to go with the switch to blue here, and Lavina asking Scars for the Cursor Rod to finally be placed into effect here. To reference to his post game quote from the round of 16. But yeah, gonna keep it on blue for now. And not for long though. We're gonna go into green with the wild. Alright, so Lavina a little concerned from the ammo here, but gonna roll with green for the time being. Devin gonna play the Clint Green 0. And we got a double play here from Lavina. Just try to close that gap a little bit here. Devin gonna keep playing on the green though. Lavina taking a minute to think what they want to do next here. Is 10-7 right now on the table. And gonna go for the switch there. And Devin will still be able to play here on the yellow. So I don't think there's been a self-draw yet so far in game 3. And both are going to keep it running for now. Yeah, I mean, the only draws that really happened so far was the early +2 that Devin played to make Lavina draw 2. And that's going to change now with the +4. Lavina going to give up the patience here. Going to go for it now with the +4 into red. And that will be a scoreboard flip. Alright, gonna roll with the red. And yeah, now we're gonna go keep it rolling with the red, but no, there's the switch there in the blue. Was waiting to see when we have that switch there. But we do end up getting it now. And then actually no, crossover into yellow, so Lavina not gonna allow Devin to get that switch there. And okay, no, we got the green, so that's the rainbow. Rainbow on the 4s. Gonna pop out the Skittles there, and the switches are gonna just keep coming here. We got 5 4s in a row. Now we go into blue. And Devin's gonna have another switch, but not on the 4 this time. It's gonna be green now. And Lavina does not have any more. So now Devin looking to take advantage. Gets the top deck green 5. Another green 2 though. Does that allow Lavina to get the switch? No, it does not. Does Devin have a finish here potentially? Make it 2-1? He will, and that's going to be another +4 finish here. I think we've had 3 of those in all 3 so far. And it's been a 2-2 split on the +4s, but Devin going to be in the lead here going into this homestand. And that one kind of goes down the middle with 5 minutes. So Bit of a back and forth game there, kind of throughout the ammo towards the end, but Devin able to get the win there, Lavina, with no more options towards the end of that one. And that'll be how that one plays out. Lavina, any thoughts?
I mean, honestly, seems like a little bit of an ammo differential so far in the plus twos in that game, but honestly, can't be too mad about it. Nothing that I could have done really in the back half of that game. I mean, I thought I was amply prepared with four switches, but apparently not.
All right, Mihal with the forbidden joke here, and will now be removed from the building. Um, but anyways, Devin's gonna have the game 4 call here. Can't pick 11 and 14, but you'll notice here, kind of with the best of 13, as this series goes on with the wins, there's going to be a lot less options here, so it's going to kind of really be spread around the board. We're going to see that there with our first, I guess, low tier start with the OG7, and going to open with the yellow reverse here. Big opportunity to start with an early run to kick off this game. We'll not do that though, but we'll stay with yellow. But yeah, Lavina not gonna want to stay on the yellow for long here. Gonna go for the green now. I mean, again, with these 7 card starts, sometimes it really could just be a quick sprint to the finish here. Just gotta do everything you can. And Devin gonna elect to go with the 7 here, but a double play here from Lavina lets them take the lead. But for how long? Not very long. Gonna have to draw on the green. They are out. Devin with the switch to blue now. Lavina able to play it. Devin looking to keep this run going. Still on plan A at the moment, but he is now off plan A. He has to draw on blue after the switch. I clicked hand by accident. Yeah, we're now tied 4-4 here. That maybe opens the door for Lavina. And that will absolutely open the door for Lavina. Has the +4, and that's the 4th straight +4 finish we have seen so far. And we are trading games back and forth here. Devin with the odds, Lavina with the evens here, and that is the quickest one we have seen thus far. Lavina only had 1 draw in the game. Really, the only thing I have to ask is what was that draw? Otherwise, not much else to add. Yeah. I mean, grand yellow to the end as well. Okay, I'll say that again. What was the 1 draw you had? Yeah, I was about to say that. Thank you, Scores. Oh, it was the +4, so that ended up being big for Lavina there. So end up getting that +4 in their 1 draw, and that ends up allowing them to line that up to the finish. All right, so yeah, so far this has been decently ammo based here, but we'll see if that stays the same as we kind of now go into the mid portion of the series here with Game 5. Got the beginning out of the way, and we're tied at 2-2. So now we're at essentially a best of 9.
Sorry, fixed audio issues, Uno, for the future.
All right, there we go. That works. Thank you. Gonna be 9 card start here for Devin. And once again, we get an ammo card start, this time being the red skip. Didn't jump on it last time. We'll see if he does here. No, he's actually going to straight up draw, so potentially no red off the start for Devin. That is not what he wants to see there. Lavina able to play it. Devin's still drawing, so not the start he was hoping for. Devin has won all the odd numbered games so far here, looking to keep that streak going. But Lavina off to a quick start here, and Devin is still stuck in first gear. But Lavina gets to switch to green. This should, in theory, open things up for Devin. Yes, and it will. So able to finally get going here, but a lot of ground to make up here in game 5. And that will help things a little bit with the double play. Lavina going to switch it into the blue. Kind of going across the cards, going across the colors here. Ditto play there on the blue too, the Royals too. We're going to keep it going on the blue here with the 7. Clint play there, tried to play yellow 3, didn't have it. Going to go with the blue 3 instead. There it is. And there's the yellow 3. Yellow 3 came one turn later. So ends up giving it there. Another switch here from Lavina as well. Devin going to be able to keep it alive on the yellow. Lavina with the kindness to give the yellow 3, but will that kindness last long? It will not. And it's going to be another quick finish there. And it's going to be 3-2. That's going to be Lavina's first lead of the series here. And the first back-to-back win here. Both sub 2-minute games. And that one is going to be a Plan A win. So able to just kind of line that up, and I don't really have much else to add on that one. So unless either player has something to add here, we'll just jump to game 6. It does not seem like it, so we're gonna go with 12 here. Once again, +2 save the day. It's really close. That is true. Had the double +2 there on the yellow and blue, so able to go it. There it is. I knew it was gonna pop up at some point. There's your +4 start. Devin gonna elect a draw here to initiate the culture. Lavina is going to elect to to have the voodoo placed on them, which with this being a long series could be problematic here. But gonna elect to play it here with the blue 5, so that will open things up there. Man, I knew a +4 wild start was gonna happen at some point this year. So it's been popping up this entire tournament. It would be very strange if in the best of 13 it didn't pop up at least once. So there it is. Gonna keep it rolling on blue here, which for Lavina it looked like the blue was to try to run this through here, which is working so far. Gonna keep it going on the blue here. Actually, plays another blue 5, had both blue 5s in their hand to start things off. However, with the double play, Devin is now actually in the lead here. And finally going to go off blue, going to go into yellow now. Oh wait, Devin is not in the lead, actually, never mind, because of the draw at the start. My mistake. And Lavina has no yellow, it seems, so that is not what they were hoping for. Disaster there, as Devin is going to keep it running on the yellow here, and Lavina cannot find a switch. Yeah, telling over there with some of the probabilities there. Yeah, 113.5, so you would expect at least one in this best of 13 with how frequently it's shown up in this tournament here. Would be surprising if it did not appear. So yeah, there you go. The draws just keep going for Lavina. Had its top deck yellow too, but that ultimately did not amount to much as Devin switches the green and deals the damage there. Lavina gonna have to try to find a way to make this one back. It was looking good start, but then the switch to yellow completely derailed their game. We're just gonna get the switch back to blue, which is what they were looking for. And Devin does not have an answer here, and Devin will have to draw now. So Lavina able to force an ice out on Devin here and looking to make up some ground here, and a +2 will help things out as they will reclaim the lead. Lavina able to keep it going here. There's a switch from Devin into red. Lavina, he had the struggle on yellow here, but other than that, after got out of that one, able to get back on their feet. But he ditto on the red 6 here, so maybe that was lining up for what Lavina was hoping for there. And the reds will keep on coming here. 3-3 here on the red here. We get another ditto as well. Lavina looking to make it 4-2. Devin looking to tie it up for the third time this series. Lavina typing, could have the finish here. That would be a sweep on Devin's homestand if they do have it. No, Lavina's going to elect to use their first power play here, so may have the finish. Is looking to keep the momentum going. Switches back into blue. Do we have another +4 finish? We have had them in all 4 games so far. Devin tries the power play, can't quite do that. And we do. It's another +4 finish. That's every game so far has finished with a +4 in some capacity. So another one there. Lavina is going to sweep Devin on his homestand here and opens up a bit of an advantage here going into his second homestand. But Lavina, just kind of your thoughts to use your first power play there and give yourself the 4-2 lead.
It might look excessive to some, despite, having the blue 9 to change the color. Maybe Devin's not comfortable with the color as he's shown in the past. But ammunition has not been creeping up much throughout that game specifically, and it was a 12 card start with multiple draw cities. I did not really feel comfortable leaving it up to fate, especially with Devin also in 3 cards. Plus, a 4-2 advantage despite being down a power play. I think it's a pretty strong position. I only need to win 3 more games after all.
All right, thank you, Devin. Was there anything you could have done there without the power play, or were you still a little bit away from the finish? Because would have had the blue switch there going into that, and both of you were at 3 cards. Yeah, we'll see what Devin has to say. But Lavina, with a bit of a momentum run here going into their second homestand, will be game 7. Wild and 2 green +2, so would have lost either way. So was close, but would not have gotten the win there. So yeah, all right. So we're going to game 7 now, which is ironically the halfway mark of the series rather than the ending with this best of 13 here. So weird how that works out, but we're gonna go with our first full send here, and it's another plus. It's another wild start. Um, okay. That's the second straight? We're really starting with the insanity here. But Lavina once again is going to not elect to draw there. Technically P1 doesn't have the voodoo, but they do have the voodoo for the one from the last game here. We'll see how that plays out, whether it will end up mattering or not. But red 1 there, red 4 from Devin here, so we run red to start. And Lavina gonna switch off the red right away here and goes into yellow. So again, this is a full send 15 card start here. So a lot of cards both players are going to have to decipher through here. But we do get a crossover into the blue here. Green 4 will be the rainbow. That will be our second rainbow of the series if we do get it. And both would be on the 4s. And not quite the rainbow there. We have the red 4 there. But green 4 is still giving the opportunity to make it the rainbow there since red 4 was the ending. And rainbow will not happen there. Red 3 is the play there for Devin. We will stay with red. Or not. We're going to light switch. So Lavina goes with the green now. I think Lavina on all their turns so far, besides, yeah, no, every single turn so far for Lavina, they have switched the color. So doing some light switching here. Devin with the crossover back into red. We'll see how this one goes here. And Lavina not going to light switch, going to stay with the red now. And Devin, who switched the red, was thinking Lavina maybe was going to switch that one, but ultimately does not. And Devin is now going to have to draw here. So Lavina, able to switch things up here, and that forces Devin into a bad spot. Shout out to Puzzle Dan there with the red 7. Devin with the top deck red 9. Scars gonna be pleased with that one, but Lavina gonna keep it going on the red here. Devin is gonna be looking for a switch. He's a 15 card start, so a lot of cards here, a lot of opportunities to switch, and there you go. There's the green 8, so gets out of red for now. Yeah, this is definitely getting to the point where Devin's going to want to try to get on the board here and stop this momentum because 5-2 is definitely not going to be an ideal spot to be in. Lavina going to go back to some of their light switching here with the crossover into yellow. Blue 8 will be the rainbow here. And there it is. There's your rainbow. So we go from rainbows on the 4 and now the rainbow to the 8. And then the yellow 8 is going to come into play now. We're getting a lot. Once again, we got five of that number on the rainbow there, but Devin going to now stop the 8s with the yellow 2. Lavina will play the yellow once again now. We're going to run yellow, and Devin is once again drawing. So, again, this is not going the way Devin was hoping for. Lavina plays Devin's own card there. Devin the yellow 7. We'll see if he get the switch off this one. He will. It goes into green. Now what does Lavina do here with the switch? Are they able to capitalize off it, or are they able to maybe get a finish here? I don't think they've drawn yet, so will be another plan A. Double +4 there, and I mean the +4s are really staying prevalent in these finishes here. And it's now 5-2 here, so Lavina has opened up quite a gap here. With the last few games, it's going to be 4 straight now, and is currently running away with it. 6-2 on the +4s. That's definitely going to be a decent help there. But I mean, again, every single one of these finishes here has had a +4 involved in some way, shape, or form. And we see a double +4 there. And I mean, you kind of line it up with the +4 with the way this is going. +4 is only popping up at the end of these games here. Because all these +4s came on the finish. So not seeing a lot of mid game not seeing any mid game +4s actually, which is really interesting. Because you usually see a few of those thrown around there, but every single +4 has been used to end the game, so not really much of a chance to give responses here. But it's now 5-2. Devin, I think this is the first time you've kind of found yourself into a bit of a hole like this. But still got some time here. He's best of 13, so Lavina needs to get the 7-game wins to lock this one out here. But just kind of your thoughts on what you got to do to try to break this one up here. Unless Lavina wins these next 2 games and it goes quick, this will likely be Devin's longest series of the entire tournament here. But Devin, just kind of your thoughts on what you got to do to be able to try to bring this one back, especially with Lavina riding the momentum with 4 straight game wins. And while Devin's typing, Lavina, will go to you. Uh, Lavina, just kind of your thoughts. How are you feeling here? Was back and forth at the start, but you have 4 straight wins now. Really looking to be on your way here. But just kind of your thoughts on what you got to do to be able to keep this up here. Because if Devin does get a game win here, things could start shifting to his side, and this series could get a lot closer.
I mean, I do definitely see that ammo is helping. I mean, I'm up 4 wild +4s. The other ammo is generally pretty much even, so there's still a lot of skill in this set. But I will say I'm very happy with how I'm playing still. Feeling out some of Devin's weaknesses. He switched it into red, didn't have any, tried to ice me out. I kept playing, switched it back to what I wanted for this game. So despite being given a card advantage a little bit so far, I do feel like the game's being sharp. Got to keep it up for a couple more games, hopefully.
All right, we got Devin's thoughts here. 4 losses in a row aren't really helping me mentally, but all I can do is keep playing without falling under pressure. I do think the one big thing with this, especially with these longer series, is just kind of like being able to stay into it on the mental side of things. I think Lavina's been pretty crisp so far. throughout this one for Devin. It's going to be important to be able to not get down himself because if that's the case, then Lavina going to have an even bigger advantage here. So we'll see what happens. But Lavina, with their last call for their second homestand here, could make this 6-2 here. Gonna go with 10 here in game number 8, and it's gonna be a green 1 to start this one out. So the Wild Mania is over for now. But Lavina in position to get to match point. Devin really looking to get another one on the board here to try to break up this momentum, because if Lavina wins, that will be 5 straight wins, and that's going to help their draw on red. So Lavina with nothing left, nothing there. Devin going to be able to run it. Lavina going to be looking for the switch desperately. Will not have it for now. Does get a top deck red 7, but Devin is now playing very quickly here. Lavina will get the switch there on the blue 8. Devin really looking to get another win on the board here to try to end this streak of wins and get something going here to make a bit of a comeback. If we do get a crossover into green here, could have another 8 rainbow here with the yellow, but with 10 cards here, may not happen. It will not happen. We're going to stay on green here. Devin looking to keep it going, currently on plan A. Definitely feels like he's going to need to stay on this plan here to make sure he can find his way to the end. Devin taking a second here. Lavina saying that speed means confidence in this longer type. That is true. Devin is taking a bit to type on this one. And oh no, that is a bit of a misplay there, but didn't play that right. But I mean, technically, it's gonna be, yeah, no, not what he wanted there. Um, so a mistake there from Devin, and this is not the first time Devin has done this in this tournament here. He actually did this in the Final Four. In game 2 or 3, I think, was able to escape it that time. But with 15 cards here, this is definitely not the spot he's gonna want to be in. And a potential huge missed opportunity there, depending on what Lavina plays. Gonna just go with the red here, which I think is the wise call. Yeah, and Devin's gonna have to draw there, and it's just, especially in the spot Devin's in, that is not the mistakes you want to be making in this finale here, and Lavina is going to try to pounce on that. It just a command error, and there's a run into blue now. And I would not be surprised if Lavina just kind of keeps it on this blue here if they're able to. Definitely going to draw once again. Yeah, I think the big thing that hurts with that one also is that kind of exposed Devin's hand a little bit. Like, we don't really know what he's going to get off these draws here, but man, that is just a heart-wrenching mistake to make there, and I think that really started with the I think it was the wrong color, but then also missed the double ampersands. So that is the risk with running those big chains there. If you mess up a command, it's gonna ignore the mistakes there and then keep going with anything that was correct, and the plus fours were correctly typed. So definitely one that Devin might be kicking himself over on that one, as Lavina has really brought this one back. Yeah, Lavina keeps going and is going to finally open up the yellow here. Devin gonna play it now. I mean, Devin was really just kind of struggling on both the blue and red here. I think the yellow here will open things up a little bit here, but will he really get a chance to respond? Well, Lavina's only gonna play some numbers here for now. There's the run there. Actually goes into red and gets the Uno. So yeah, there's your double yellow. There's your double yellows there. Lavina with nothing on the red here, and Devin is going to be one card short here. Nearly was able to find yet another escape on that, but Lavina going to switch it back into the yellow here, looking for a draw out of Devin. Does not get it. Gets Devin has Uno. This call from Lavina going to be a +2 there, and I think that was going to be the plan, no matter what there. So able to keep things going here. Devin with the yellow 8. Lavina looking to keep things going. Both very, very low. Devin does not have it. Does Lavina. Lavina gets the Uno on the yellow 4. There's no +4 here. We've seen a +4 involved in every finish here. So no +4 in sight at the moment. Put a wild into red, and does that save Devin? Yes, it does. And now Devin's at Uno. Lavina's at Uno. Would need a 0 to finish it. Does Devin have the win on red? Devin does not. Does Lavina have a 0? Lavina does not. I mean, that one was unlikely though. Um, yeah, I mean, it would have had to been the green 0. Every other 0 been played, so that was going to be a tough one to finish on no matter what. But that is forcing a bit of a draw city here, which I think for both players not the worst thing in the world here, but it is going to be a little scary here with both low. Any top deck +4 or even just a good ammo lineup could be huge. Lavina able to get the red 3 here, really looking for the switch, and Devin's going to provide it with the green 3. Lavina with no green, though. Devin looking to capitalize. Taking a second to type here. Green reverse, and I think he's going to may have a finish here, but may play this out. He can't use power play mid-chain. You got to use it beforehand. You got to use it before you start your turn. Does that give an indicator for Lavina, even if they can do anything about it? And the +4 is really not going to be merciful this time for Devin here, and that's unfortunately another mistake there. Actually switches into red here, but Devin's going to switch back into blue. Actually gets the Ditto the Uno. What does Devin have here? Will it be a switch? Will it be blue? Will it be something else? It's going to be a +2. There's another command mistype there, but I don't think this one's going to be very costly. Just got to retype it. There you go. Another +2 saves it, so we're about to hit 9 minutes. Lavina did not have the finish there. Unless it was number efficiency on the 4. And Devin will not have it either. So we're past 9 minutes. Longest game of the series so far. Um, really in one that could have ended a while ago, but still playing this one out. Both are drawing here now. Also, +4s are finally starting to come out in the sense of not being finishers here. Kind of see the stats there, and then also the history. We've had 3 +4s so far. None of the 3 ended up being a finisher, but there is still 1 +4 left. There is still also a wild left. So we'll see how that works out. Green 3 switch from Lavina, kind of doing a similar thing that Devin was doing before. Devin able to play the green though. Lavina gonna keep it going on the 0. That is the last 0, so no switch there. Devin draws. Does Lavina keep it going there? I mean, like, green 0 is a good pick if you want to keep it on green. And Lavina will. Able to run green still once again. Shout outs to Telna there with the split on that card with Limestick. And Devin's going to get a +2 there. We'll leave it open though. So top deck +2. Does Lavina jump on it, or does Lavina close it? Or does Lavina also have nothing and keeps it open? We'll see. Just gonna close it with the green 6. Devin drawing again. Lavina typing, still looking for a finish, and the +4 finish streak is going to continue here, and Lavina is going to kind of steal that one there, and make it 6-2 here, and is now at match point here, and that's going to be one that Devin is going to wish he could have had back. Yeah, another +4 finds its way into the finish here, and that's going to be the last +4 in that game as well. So that's going to be 5 straight for Lavina, and is now 1 game away from winning this tournament, securing their spot into the D2 championship, and even picking the team for tournament 2. That's kind of like the least of the concerns at the moment. But Lavina, you're 1 away there. Just kind of walk me through your thoughts here at that game. That was by far the longest one of the series, with that being 11 minutes. Just kind of your thoughts through that one, and how you're able to bring that one back and just kind of capitalize on the chaos.
I mean, heart goes out to Devin for that one. You were saying about the mental factor of the game, and I feel like the pressure is of 5-2 is quite great. Now it's even worse. I mean, 6-2. Still got a power play remaining in me. So honestly quite happy to pull it out. It was quite hopeless at the time when the game could have been over. Happy that I sat down, was observant, and found a way back. The +4s also once again help quite a bit. I mean, 8-4 now. They're skewing it quite a bit in my favor.
All right, thank you, Devin. Over to you. I mean, just kind of your thoughts there. That's going to be definitely a tough one to swallow there. Um, just kind of any thoughts on that one, and mindset going to the remainder of the series. You're going to have to win 5 straight to win the series. Would be a great comeback here, but definitely going to be a tough one here. Just kind of your thoughts here. I mean, especially with the command thing that happened before, able to escape it with it. That one flew a little bit too close to the sun. We'll see what Devin has to say there, but it's definitely going to be one that's a tough one to watch, especially for Devin, who's been doing very well this tournament there. Unfortunately, I mean, just um, you can't really just kind of what's it called, differentiate that one. That's just ultimately a bit of a mistype there, and that's just gonna it's a tough one to have, especially in a spot like this. But we'll see what Devin has to say here. He will have the homestand for the next 2 games here, so it's a good opportunity to maybe get something going here and try to, for starters, break this 5-game win streak from Lavina. Yeah, we'll see what he has to say here. He will have the game 9 and game 10 calls. And then if we do get there, he'll have the game 12 call as well. So he still has three more home stands here. Game 11, game 13 definitely are going to be tough though if we do get there. Yeah, sort of traditional for me to miswrite a command, but that happens at winning happen. But that happening, the winning move suck. Panic there and couldn't recover. Hopefully, the saying when you're down only can go up happens. So, Devin, hoping for the best here. We'll have the game 9 call here. Lavina potentially one game away from winning the tournament here. Still a pretty open range here for Devin at the moment here. We'll see where he goes to try to start this comeback. Gonna go for 12, and we saw 12 before in game 6. Lavina ended up winning on that one, and it's gonna be yellow 8 to start. I mean, gotta wonder if I've gotta wonder for both players. I mean, if you see a +4 in the hand, maybe that's something that plays in the finish. Every single game so far has had a +4 finish here in some capacity. But I mean, if you don't see the +4 there, does that strike concern, or does that maybe strike hope that you could change things around a little bit and break the trends? Which I think for some, in some cases, especially for Devin per se, definitely would like to break a few trends here. Gonna switch off the yellow to start things off with the blue 8, but Lavina really wants that yellow here. Has the other yellow 8 here, and we will go back into it. And we are getting a lot of switches here, 4 8s in a row. Blue, yellow, green. Don't get the rainbow there on the red, and Lavina going to begrudgingly stick with the green for now. I keep clicking the hand button. I need to stop doing that. Alright, well, 10 cards here. And I'm going to try to be a bit aggressive here early on. And that actually makes Lavina draw, but Devin has to draw also, so neither player with much green here. And maybe an early draw city, perhaps. But Lavina's going to top deck a green 6 here, maybe a quick switch out. Devin won't have it. Does Lavina have it? Lavina does have it, and we switch in the yellow. We are tied once again. But Devin still has possession arrow at the moment, unless he can't play on yellow, which then that would really not be good. Yellow 9 from Devin. We're at least 40 minutes for the series so far. But yeah, yellow 9 from Devin, yellow 5 from Lavina. Big run there, and I mean, I don't blame Devin. Got to be a little aggressive here, especially with the deficit here. Really needs to get on the board. So I'm going to try to make as much of a gap as he can. Going to be a 9-card difference at the moment. And Lavina going to respond back with a triple play of their own, and we go in the green now. We will see how this one goes here. But at the moment, Devin with a decently sized lead here. Lavina is likely going to try to make Devin draw. And there it is. There's the draw there on the green 4. Now Lavina just going to keep it running on the green here. Devin with no play here, really trying to look for that switch here to try to maintain this lead. But Lavina is going to provide it on the red. And what does Devin do here? Going to play the red 7. Still has the lead here, but Lavina kind of in control at the moment. Lavina plays Devin's own card. Yeah, yellow 7, yellow 6 here. And another yellow 7 from Lavina had both versions of Devin's card. Devin still with the lead here, running it down on yellow. Mentions no me. I'm not really sure after the yellow 2. Double play there from Lavina, trying to bring this one closer. Both are low here. Devin switches the blue. could be close to this ending here. +4 from Lavina. That's really going to um, throw a check there in some capacity. Big play there. Devin up to 7. Lavina takes the lead. Devin with the switch into green. But Lavina has the double red 3 here, able to have that covered. Really trying to block all the options here. We're at 5 minutes in this game. Does Devin have a response here? He does have a response, gets the +4, and goes in the blue, so keeps this game alive at the very least, and will retake the lead as well. +4s are now coming out in a flurry here, but a +2 is gonna bring things back to Lavina's favor. Although technically it's now tied, but Lavina has the possession arrow, so really advantage Lavina at the moment as we are on blue. Gets to switch the red in a February Flurry. You got onto it. There you go. There you go. But Devin out on red here. Lavina looking to keep this red going here. Able to do it with the self ditto there. I mean, Lavina is looking really good at the moment here. I need to stop clicking hand. I really looking good here. Is down to 2 cards. Does not have the finish though. Is out at 2 cards left, and we are drawing once again on the red. And this is potentially shaping up to be another decently long game here by the standards of this series. Devin gonna play the red skip, try to find something there. Leaves it open. Does that allow Lavina to capitalize? It is a risk leaving it open on the skip here. That could open up the opportunity to switch. And there you go, the switch into yellow here. Lavina in the driver's seat again, but Devin now has a new color here, looking to have capitalized. Switches into the blue here. That's going to be a risky switch. Lavina gets the Uno on the blue 1. Devin not feeling great about this one. We'll see. Blue 3. Is that it? We'll see. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. I didn't think that was going to be the game there. Lavina did not power play there. I really think the only way that would have been a win there is if Devin played the wrong number. Because it did not seem like Lavina had the finish on blue. But still low in top deck territory. Still some +4s left in the deck. Devin gonna elect to use his first power play here to get another card thrown onto Lavina's hand. Blue 6, blue 8. You know, I think we're through the spot Devin's currently in. That's not a bad call there. Lavina gonna keep drawing. Devin Devin keep it low now. Blue 9 down to 2. Lavina gets a top deck blue 6. Does that throw off what Devin was hoping for? Maybe. Draws. Could be potentially a double draw here on the 6. No, it's a switch the red actually. Had the red 6 there to get the switch. Devin does not have the play there. They're gonna have to draw once again. Lavina at Uno again, but as Lavina mentioned, did not power play there. Now what does Devin do? So we're gonna have to think this one through here. I mean, he did draw before, so I'm not sure if he has anything on red here or if he has a switch. He's gonna switch the color! Oh, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. Gonna go in the green. It's a very risky switch, and he is going to survive. Oh man, I don't know if that's what I would have done there, but ends up working out, and I think that's gonna allow Devin to be able to play now. He is low, so maybe he had some kind of lineup there. That was a very, very risky switch there. Um, I mean, it worked out. It worked out. all right, Scars. All right, buddy. Anyways, Devin gonna keep it going on green there. I think he had the line that they wanted to go for. I'm gonna say that was definitely a risk there. Another switch by into blue by Lavina. This game is looking to be going to 10 minutes here, unless Devin has a double play that could potentially end this. It's gonna be double Uno here. I think Lavina needs the 4, does not have it. Does Devin have the finish? On the blue. Devin making the call out to say that Lavina has a yellow. So trying to make that note there. Another top deck from Devin here. Staying low, gets the Uno once again. Lavina typing it out here. The lingering fear of a top deck here always looms. Lavina now pondering what he should do here. Gonna elect a draw. Devin's gonna draw as well. I think that was the wise play there if there was an option. Gets a top deck green though, and now goes into Uno. Lot of low tier here, but we're still getting a bunch of Uno teases. We're at 11. We're about to hit 11:30 here, so this is longer than the other game. Lavina has a ditto here. Also tried to call Uno when they were at 4 cards left. I was about to say, bit of a interesting play there. Tried to call Quattro. Devin gonna have to draw on this green though. Does Lavina get something going though? On this new color. Gets the yellow that Devin proclaims that Lavina had. Thinks that Devin will get the Uno call here. And Devin is going to have Uno here. Swap into red. Oh, man. Another switch on Uno. Light switching here. And Lavina is still alive. All these really risky light switches are paying off here. And there's the power play. That's what Lavina needed to line that one up. Red 5. And that is it. Lavina has done it with the power play finish. It's going to be their 6th straight win. They are going to win the 7th game. And Lavina has won the February Flurry in their very first MRE UNO appearance. Gets the job done in 2 back-to-back long games here in a series that was very relatively quick, but last 2 games end up going pretty long. Goes a combined 23 minutes and 39 seconds, which is I mean, really close to half the series overall. But Lavina has done it, gets the win here. And there you go here. That not the TX where I messed it up somehow. Great. Um, there you go. Let me try that again. There you go. T1 winner. There you go. I would put February Flurry, but unfortunately I can't do that because of character limits. But Lavina does it, gets the victory there. They will be going to the D2 Championship at season's end with the tournament win here. And man, I mean, that was quite the series here. I mean, Lavina kind of running away with it towards the end, but I mean, the end of that series was pretty crazy with the longer games and games 8 and 9 really was going back and forth in that one, especially towards the end there with the Uno teases. But it ends up being the risky red 0 that wins Lavina the tournament here. Actually really close on the ammo here, which is I think maybe the wilds and then some of the +2s potentially. But yeah, let's go to Lavina here. You're a tournament winner here, Lavina. Just kind of your thoughts here. You called 7-2 at the start of the series. It ends 7-2 here. And you do end up winning the tournament here. And as I mentioned before, got that D2 championship berth locked in. Just kind of your thoughts here. Getting the win in your first appearance is the first time that has happened since Tapir back in 2024 in this very tournament. So, just kind of your thoughts to get the win here. And you're locked into the DC Championship no matter what happens now. You could lose every single match for the rest of the season. You're still in. So, just kind of thoughts on getting the win here, path to make it to this point, and also being the first 13 seed in either division to win a tournament in the league.
Man, it really feels great. I mean, honestly, started out difficult. I knew it was going to be a back and forth game at the beginning, and then just started slowly growing into it, and it just kept piling on and on. Devin, really hard goes out to him for the mistake that happened in one of the games. But at the end of the day, like a really well played, really really well played series, and feels great to actually, look up to the rest of the season with not as much pressure. Every single one of these games, it feels out really good to get it out of the way to get to the D2 championship so early into the season, into the year. And that allows me to be much more relaxed going into my future matches, test things out. Though I will definitely try to keep my unbeaten streak. I've been also playing a tournament in MRE UNO Grimland as a side event, and I mean that's a mix of D2 and D1 players, still undefeated there as well. Fun fact, in the winners finals of the bracket. So honestly, I really feel great. I feel like the man to beat. Good luck to the people, and I'll get you a hellish theme for the second tournament of the year.
All right, we'll talk with you about that one soon enough, but we'll see what we end up cooking up again. This is the first season where we're gonna give it to the tournament winners here. We used to just kind of have it locked up and ready, so we kind of have all the graphics set, but you can try something a little different here, give a little bit more of a win boost for whoever wins this. But going to Devin, again, I don't think this series played out the way you were hoping for, but I mean, still, what an incredible run. I don't think anyone was expecting this going into the start of the tournament, but I mean, you made quite the statement here. Even though you don't get the win here, 6 wins to start out the season, first 16th seed to do a bunch of things, regional finals, final four, make the finale. You ultimately come up a bit short here, but just kind of your thoughts on this run overall and how you think that can translate going into the remainder of the season, especially since I don't think you will be seeing the 16 line anytime soon after this one. Yeah, we'll see what um, Devin has to say here. We'll get you your updated bracket. Uh, Scars with the Curse of Roth. It finally takes into effect here, as he mentioned. Yeah, we'll see what we'll see what we have to say here on this one. Yeah, crazy way for this series to end here. I mean, the scoreline um, definitely looking to be not as close, but I mean, the ending of this series definitely long and very good gameplay there from Lavina and Devin with some good plays as well. Very risky plays, some plays that I don't know if I would have had the guts to do, but ends up in the moment panning out. But overall, Lavina, with one of those risky plays on the switch the red is going to be what seals not only the game win but the series win and the tournament. So we'll see what Devin has to say here, and then we'll take a look. Actually, while we wait for that, we'll actually let's do it now. Let's swap over to the bracket here. And you'll see it here with the final update. There it is. Congratulations to Lavina on the win, the 7-2 win in the only best of 13 of the season. Had to work for it to get the job done, but will get it, and now goes into the D2 championship. And at this point, we'll now fight for seeding. So that's really the main thing you're fighting for the remainder of the season. That seeding again, top four seeds will lock up promotion spots, no matter what happens in the playoffs. Um, for the for next season, and then remaining four spots and anything beyond will be based off the finishing order from said playoffs. But um, again, for both players, is still even though Devin didn't win, that's still a great start to him for the season. So we'll see where he goes from here. But let's take a look back to the stream here as we got Devin's thoughts here. This game really shows me how I play overall and how I cannot switch my gameplay for the life of me. 100% going to be ready for the next tournament. Maybe switch up my gameplay. Knowing me, it'll probably just be the same quick and aggressive game for me. It was fun playing defensive in game 9. Probably the most stressful game in my Uno career. GG's Lavina. Go kick ass in the championship. Pleasure to play you. So, again, Devin still looking up towards the remainder of the season. Again, still an incredible run from him. Definitely me not expecting a huge run from him at the start of the season or start of the tournament, but makes it all the way to the finale here. And definitely a run that's going to go down the record books, as I mentioned. Furthest a 16 seed has ever made by a large margin. And now there's the only seed who have never made a Final Four is the 11 line. So we'll be waiting to see someone to be able to do that. Probably not anytime soon though. The 11 line has been historically very bad in terms of making it far in brackets. So um, as Scars mentioned before, mentioned also first 13 seed to win a tournament. So Lavina making some history of their own there. Still a few seed lines that have not won a tournament yet, including the aforementioned 11 line and then of course the 16 line. I don't think the 14 line won one last season in D2. There's a few in D2. So quite a few more in D2 that have not won. I'm actually pretty sure a 3 seed has never won a tournament in D2 if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that. I'll mention this also because there wasn't technically an announcement on it. All this information on the history of how well seed lines have done starting from the round of 16 is now available on the database, so you can take a look at that for yourself. It'll be the seed line stats page, so you can see all that wonderful information. And yeah, there's been quite a few 3 seeds. There's never been a 3 seed to even make the finale. So the weirdly for the finale, the 3 and 11 lines have never been there before. So yeah, that's kind of bizarre, but yeah, for the tournament winners, 3 line, 6 line, 7 line, 9 line, 10 line, 11 line, 12 line, 15 line, 16 line, that one. So there's still quite a few that have not won. Then overall, 9 line, 11 line, and then the 16 line still on that list. But Lavina gonna break the trend for 13 line. We'll get the tournament win there. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the February Flurry. So, I mean, a very chaotic start to the season overall, but a great tournament being played. A lot of great engagement throughout. I want to thank everyone who came in, whether it was a newcomer to the league in Division Two, including both our players here, or even some of our spectators like Eiko VT and Telena, or if it's someone returning for another season, or even one of the D1 players coming down the watch. We always love the engagement there. Had a great tournament. Going to keep this one rolling here with tournament 2 here. We'll be back at it in March. So make sure to tune in for that. We'll have more information about when that starts soon, including the theme as well. So we'll get that all situated. But that's another February Flurry down the books. So Lavina adds to the list that it consists of Tapir and Luke that get the wins. But before we wrap this one up here, I do want to give Lavina the very special tournament winner role, which will give them their place into the D2 championship as well. I'm gonna need to switch the role order here, so I'm gonna go to the final four bracket for a second so I could do that, so we don't get the all the role stuff all over the place.
That
But
champion
let's
gradient is
do that.
beautiful, by the way.
Yes. I spent 5 minutes trying to think of it. So a lot of time thought there, but awesome that you will be able to enjoy it and have it for the rest of your career. So we'll be able to hold that one kind of as like a mini trophy. That's kind of the roles are basically kind of the trophies in a way. But one more jump there. There you go. And I'm gonna switch back to the stream here, just to kind of show it and There you go. There's the roll for Lavina there. Got the yellow and blue there, so kind of have that gold medal flare there. So we'll be rocking that for the rest of the season. But Lavina is going to lock in our first of 12 spots into the D2 championship here. We'll be going to the playoffs no matter what. And again, congratulations to Lavina on the win, but that's going to do it for us. Thank you all so much for watching, not just this stream, but this entire tournament here. We'll be back in March with our second tournament here. We will re-rack it up and have probably more than 64 players here. The entry list we're having right now is looking pretty solid at the moment here. So might be another big in stack tournament here for tournament 2 here. But thank you all so much for watching the stream and the tournament on behalf of the MRE UNO commission team, including Yoshi, KT, Geo, and all of our general league commission members, including Sanford, Arj, Short, Lamas, Zach, everyone. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anyone here. Because then someone's gonna say, "Oh, you forgot this person." Caesar, Sanford, Brad, and I think that's it. Yeah, that would be everyone. But thank you all for everyone, including Zach for the logos, Lamas for the amazing thumbnails you'll see here. I mean, kind of go back to this one. You'll have the music play. Not that one. There we go. There's the thumbnails. You'll see the music playing in the background as well. But yeah, been an awesome tournament. Gonna be happy and excited to roll this one. Keep this going into tournament 2. But thank you all so much for watching this stream. This tournament, February Flurry, is now officially over. Congratulations to Lavina winning the tournament here. We will see if they could go back to back here, be only the third player in league history to win back to back tournaments. That would follow to Pier and Vapor. The fourth, actually, no, and Mihel also. Mihel also did it last season. How could I forget that? But trying to be the fourth player in league history to go back to back. We'll see if Lavina can get it done. But that'll do it for us. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all in March for tournament 2. Take care, everyone. Have a great Valentine's Day. Have a great weekend, and peace out. We will see you all in March for the second tournament of the season. Take care, everyone.